What if I told you just rendering a React component on your server could let an attacker to execute code on your machine? No exploit chain, no complex payload, just React itself. Hey guys, welcome back to the Thunder Cipher. In today's session, we are going to discuss about one of the top most critical vulnerabilities, that is CVE-2025-55182. Let me just quickly read the description of this. React2Shell is a critical server-side vulnerability in the React.js that allows an attacker to achieve remote code execution when React is used on the backends for the server-side rendering. The flaws occurs because React server renders incorrectly, evaluating certain inputs during hydration, exploring internal hooks that were meant to be accessible to the user control data. Let me just quickly start the attack machine. I will tell about this vulnerability in the future in few seconds. Let me just start the. You can see I have already started the VPN. I have already connected to the VPN. Let me just quickly open another tab here. Yeah, you can see I've already get the IP address. We have already added a new feature on our website. Now the time is already started. Let me just start an nmap scan, perform an nmap scan over here. I'm going with one of the basic script scan and the version scan. You can go with any combinations. You can go with any. You can go for different scans also. There are a lot of scans available. You can go for Rust scan or any other scan. I will go basically for the script scan and the version scan of the nmap. It will take few seconds to like perform the scan. Let us just wait for few seconds. And this CV is one of the top most prioritized vulnerability that are listed. We will just discuss about this in few seconds. Let me just perform the scan first. And the scan basically takes time. Yeah, I got the output of this. Let me just go see the analyze this output. Yeah. Oh, 1 second. I'll just go back to my terminal. Yeah. You can see there is a one port that is 22 TCP port and SSH port is open over here. And you can see Ubuntu is running on that. And this is another port of 3000. It is PPP question mark something. Let me just general. I think so. It is an RDP port. Isn't something E tag here? You can see it's running on the React server. Is there anything that can be helpful for us? Let me just check. Let me just open another terminal here. Yeah, wait a second. Let me just go back to my browser. I will check if there is any content available on the website or not. My bad. HTTP. Yeah, I have already copied. I will paste the URL. I guess it's on running on the 3000 port. Let me just check it once. Yep, it's running on 3000 port. Let me just hit enter. You can see there is a lot of complete detail about this vulnerability on the website. You can read all this thing from the website only. The international users of React server component Next.js version in order to security scan can detect a related code execution. Remote code execution. Yeah, you can see the vulnerability name is also CV name is also specified over here. It's running on the flight protocol. Basically, you don't know about the flight protocol. It's an internal protocol used by the React server to send data from server to the browser. It is acts as a communication between those two. This protocol acts as a user for the communication. Let me just go back to the another terminal. Wait a second. If you need more about this, I will just explain. You can go for this and just copy this and paste it in the browser. I will just hit type GitHub in the front of that. There is any GitHub repository explaining about this vulnerability. Let me just see. No. I think so. Is there anything else? Let me just move for. Wait a second. Let me just check this one. I think so. This one will explain this vulnerability much better. Website content. Yeah, there's. I don't think so. There is much website content here. When we go for, there is a one website called Wins, which I read. It give me very pretty much it more detail. Let me just go for. Yeah, you can see here it is. Now let me just read this for you. Now you can see it is a critical unauthorized RVC vulnerability React on React server. It is also using flight protocol. Yeah, same. Default configuration are vulnerable. Exploit requires only a crafted HTTP request. You can read more about this in this website if you want. You can see what is the CVE vulnerability 2025-55182, which is basically this makes the sense that we have the same root causes. How yeah, basically it is telling some has made it as some false positive report, which basically has the same thing. Both the reports do the same thing, so they have rejected that. You can see, yeah, packages used by the server side components. Mm, Let me just here it will tells that it is using the flight protocol characters with the logical distribution vulnerability where the server process, yeah, you can upload the payloads that are unsafe in manner. Yes. Yeah, you can read much about this in the website here. This allows the attacker to control data, influence server side execution logic. Yeah, there is more about this vulnerability in this website. You can just come and read over here if you need this, and you can, there is another GitHub repository basically which works on this. I will just copy this GitHub repository from here. I will go back to my terminal. I will clone this. I mean clone. Yeah, already cloned. Yeah, I've already cloned, so I will just clear and I will go back to that directory. I will just clear. I will zoom it. You can see there is a React2Shell file. I will just, it is Python file. So the Python 3 React2Shell, just hit the button. Let me just change the URL of this. Just copy the URL. Wait a second, not this one. Yeah, here it is. I will just copy the URL. I will just paste it in the terminal. Hit enter. You can see that's it. We got the access of this. Let me just check by typing who am I? Who am I? Yeah, you can see we are the root users. Let me just check what are the files are there. I will use ls to check that. You can see there is a chain log docker files. Let's check the permissions of this. You can see almost all the everything has a root permissions. So basically the root, it is running as a root user. So we have executed the code on the root. So we have directly got the directly got the access of the root. Let me just cd root. Wait a second. What happened? So go back to battery. It's not working. No output in response. Status 500. Status 500 basically tells the server is not available. Let me just try once again using. Let me just think. Is there anything? Did I missed anything? You can see I am already in the root directory. I just tried again doing that. I think so that messed up here. Let me just type dot exit to exit from this. Yeah, session has been start again. Ls, who am I? I'm the root user. Let me just go back to the, I'm in some CV folder. I will just go back from this folder. Yeah, you can see I am in the root. So as you can see, there is a flag.txt file in this. I will just cat and I will just read this file. You can see that I read this file and I got my first flag. Let me just confirm this flag by just copying and pasting it in the browser. Or I will just go back to my Thundercipher browser. I will just paste it over here. I will hit submit. Yeah, you have successfully rooted room. Yeah, you can see you can download your certificate from here. If you have any doubts about this room, let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you guys.